Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Monday the 21st of September and we have new mods. We have some updates as well. The updates are as follows. From the top left, No Man's Land by Alien Jim has had an update. The Demco 1200-gallon side quest tank by Custom Modding has had an update. They've got the Demco licensing, I think, was part of the update. Metal Shed by Camelos0397, the MVU8 by FSSA Modding Team, and Seasons Geo UK Southwest England by Nom Atom FBM have all had updates today. The first of the mods is not a tangible one. It is the Seasons Geo 6 Ashes by GBModding. So if you've been on 6 Ashes and you've been using the Shropshire Geo, which is the closest geographically, this one has been designed specifically for 6 Ashes by GBModding. So that's the first of the mods for today. Next up, actually, before I do that, I meant to do this the other day because I forgot to do it when the mod released, and I meant to do it in the next mod review and forgot. It was the horn. There we go. I just want to do it because it's brilliant and I like that. It's one of the better ones we've got in game, I personally think, but I thought I'd show. That's the Urals. There were a couple of them, but that's the horn. I meant to do that. So there we go. So we have got the South American Fence Pack. This is Vergamini or Vergamini. I think it's Vergamini modding. We have got a fence section with a gate in the middle of it. Then we've got 3 fence sections with the posts and I suppose it's kind of like, well, it's not barbed wire, it's just strung wire. A shorter, medium and a longer version, and then we've got a fence post. Nicely detailed. They look like wooden posts. The fences I have found, mind you, I think some of them do this, don't they? They're the main fence posts, and then they have the wooden bits in the middle just to keep these separated. They don't actually touch the floor, those posts, and I think that's how they're supposed to be. I'm pretty sure that is. Nice large post at the end of each one, so if you are going to join these up, I've said it before, if you've got a narrow bit like the wire at the end, lining up on a wider post is much easier to do, especially on console. The gate, double gate, opens in the middle again, nicely detailed, nice thick chunky posts, so again for lining it up, makes life a little bit easier. I do like the fact as well we've got some really nice long fence sections there, so if you want to do a large enclosure you're not having to muck around doing tiny little bits each time. The gate section here is 5 slots for the first one. Each of these is 1 slot including the post. We'll have a quick look in store. These are under placeables, under decoration. So we go, the gate section is 50, and I say 5 slots. The wooden fence 10 metre is 10, 20 metre is 20, 30 metre is 30, and the stake is 5. So yeah, not too bad at all, that. Quite a handy bit of kit. That's by Vergamini Modding. Moving on from there, we have got this. This took me a little while to set up, I'll be honest. We've got the Autoload pack. Now, we've had a few of these trailers recently that do various different Autoload functions. So if you're not au fait with or don't like to load pallets manually, even using the the bag handling mod from the CSZ pack, you don't like moving stuff with forks, these trailers work really well. This is by Rowley Christie 1 VSR Modding Sir. There are 2 kind of sets of these. One set is under animals, which I think is the set I've got over there. The animals ones will do milk, eggs and wool, and then the other ones are under regular trailers and they will do fertilizer, seed, lime and pig food. So I've got a fertilizer one there, we've got a seed one there, we've got a pig food one there. Now these will work, I'll just show you in a second. You can load from big bags, you can load from pallets. There are so many different pallet mods available as well. These will also load. To get this set up, I loaded these up from Buy Anything Silo, the Edge Castiga one, but there's loads of those available as well. So if you want to kind of be a little bit more immersive, you can take them out to the field like this. You can load up from these, or you know what, I'll be honest with you, I haven't actually unloaded yet. So I was hoping that these will unload, but I'm going to need a fairly large area to do it, I think. It should do, because it kind of works like a regular trailer when loaded up, but we'll see. Let's do that and that. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, what happened there? That's peculiar. So, it's not giving you the option to unload, but how come that one did then? That, oh yeah, unload there. Ah, oh, that's a little bit different. So it's not unloading. It's not unloading as pallets. It's unloading it. Look, loose. Okay, that's not something I was expecting. Oh, okay. Well, that's at least we know. I'm testing it, so you don't have to. Ah, well, that means though that's a bit of a worry. I was just going to show you it loading from pallets, but obviously that's now not going to load from loose on the ground. So what I will do is whiz up to the store. No, it's not going to. So yeah, if you are going to unload, then be careful because it unloads loose. I'll show you it from here as well. This is the same for each of these ones. If I load up from here, come underneath, start filling. This one is set up for pig food, so start loading and it will do that, and I can stop. What I can also do is go into store, go to big bags or bags. Oh, the Modhub is playing up today. Let's get one of those. Have I got any other types? Not any large ones, I don't think. No. That's alright. But just to show you can do it from silos and you can do it from the pallets as well. So, come up alongside, L3. It is filling. There we go. New pallet on there. And that will do a double stack. So, we'll have a look at these in store first. These you'll find under tools, under trailers, these particular ones. There we go, the big bag trailer. They're 9,500 each trailer to buy. They will use 9 slots for the first one. If we click on it, some options available. We can change the rim colour to anything on that colour palette, like so. We can change the main colour to anything on that colour palette, like so. And then you pick the option of which one you want. So like I say, you can have fertiliser, you can have it for lime. Each one will do, the fertiliser will do 20,000 litres. Lime will do 40,000 litres because each pallet is 2,000 litres, so it will obviously give you double the amount. Seed would do 20 and pig food will do 20,000 litres, so a double stack of each. And then tyre options, we can have Lizard or we can have Mitis for an extra 2,000, which gives you these kind of slightly more knobbly tyres. So that's the ones that do the pallets like I've just shown you. What I will do is drop that off like so. Bear with me a second. So the next ones are the 3 that will do eggs, milk, and they will do wool. These you will find under tools. These ones are under animals. There you go. So these are the pallet trailers. Again, it says 20,000 litres. These are also 9 slots each for the first one. We can change the main colour again, as we did in the last one. Rim colour again, like so. Then you pick whether you want the one for eggs, milk, or wool. Now the wool one will do 8,000 litres because it will do 8 pallets. Each pallet is 1,000 litres. And then again, wheel brand Lizard or the chunky Mitis on there if you want to. Now, with these, they come like that with the pallets on them, as you can see. Now you can strap these down, although they don't need to be, but it's more of a kind of aesthetic, I think, if you want to, he says. There we go. So you can strap them, it will hook over the bars and strap them down. These pallets, as far as I can tell, can't be removed manually. You can't take a pallet off at a time or anything like that. But the straps are there just to make it look nice. But what you can do with the egg one, you can pick up the pallet, the boxes off the floor. So if you've already got some and you want to use this mod, you can pick them up and it will take them off you and directly put them in there. So if you decide to get this, you think, oh, I've already got a load, you know, it doesn't matter. You can pick them up off the floor, and away you go. It will just take them off you like so, or into your tractor or whatever your vehicle you're using, come alongside and it will automatically take them off the ground. Now that's interesting. So I'm a little bit puzzled with this because in the description for this, In the description it says, and I'll read this out to you, it said it is possible to load or unload egg, milk or wool only when connected. Attach and place the pallet trailer in the loading or unloading area and the trailer will load automatically. Now I tried this, whether it only works with eggs or maybe, I don't know, but I put the wool trailer, this one here, over this section here, the loading section, and as you often find, it came up with no more room for wool pallets. It didn't auto load. It was connected to the tractor, it wouldn't auto load. I moved it out of the way and the wool pallets started to spawn. Now what's weird is, I'll show you in a second, this doesn't seem to want to auto load, and there's no option here for it to auto load. You can't press a button and it will just start to auto load, so I'm not quite sure why that's not. So maybe the egg boxes you do have to do them all manually. That's going to be a bit of a pain though. I've just driven over those. Yeah, I can't understand why you would have an auto load that you could only then with this do manually. It doesn't make any sense. Nope. I'm pressing L3. So possibly the egg one you can leave over here and it will. It's very peculiar though. Don't know. Right, well what I'll do then is disconnect that. Again, this is why I'm checking it. Maybe it's throwing up an anomaly. The milk one should be a simple case of backing over to the milk trigger, and then when you click L3, there you go, start filling, it will fill this one up, milk, and it will put the churns in. Like so. So that works fine by pressing L3, but the egg boxes doesn't. How bizarre. But again, I know we've had one like this before, but I like that as an option, so you can transport it and kind of gives you a more kind of realistic feel of just having a huge tanker. I do like that. And then you've got the wool one. And this is what I mean. That one you need to press L3 and it comes up and gives you the option. This one wouldn't work over the trigger. Oh, don't know why to bother in that over. Not a problem. This one did it automatically. So as soon as I backed past the wool pallets, they automatically, like that, load up. So the wool pallets automatically load. The milk churns, you have to press L3 and they will load. But the egg boxes don't. You can put the egg boxes in manually, but then if it's an auto load, you don't want to be messing around having to do it manually. Peculiar. But then when you come to sell, it should just be a case. It worked with the ones I did earlier, but there we go. Start overloading, and it sells them. The pallets will stay on there, but the wall goes. So that's how you can sell the stuff. That's odd. That is going to require a bit more testing, I think. The other thing I found as well with a lot of the tractors I've hooked up to this, the turning circle's not that great, but you know, it's a minor thing. You know what I might do before the end of the video? I will cut to a bit at the end. What I will do is move those egg boxes out of the way. I'll put that over that point and I'll speed time up and see if they auto load into that just at the very end. So anyway, that's the auto load pack. That's by Rowley Christie VSR Modding Sur. I think most of that is great. I think it works brilliantly. I like the whole idea. Again, bit baffled as to the unloading, that it unloaded loose all over the floor rather than unloading as pallets, but again, that maybe for you might be a reason why you don't want to touch it, but it's there. Which brings me on to the last of the mods for today, and it's this little cracker. I know a lot of people have been waiting desperately for this. This is the John Deere 4940 self-propelled sprayer. This is by Custom Modding. It is a quality mod. Whether you like or loathe John Deere, what is also nice about this isn't an insane slot count. So Custom Modding have managed to, I mean, an incredibly detailed mod. Incredibly detailed. The actual base vehicle is 31 slots, which for a John Deere mod is incredible. But you have got two options on this. You get the actual main vehicle, and then you can have a spreader back or a boom sprayer. The boom sprayer is 120 foot. The spreader is, I think it's 19,000 and something litres. But we'll have a look at that in a sec. There are a load of tyre options. The wheelbase can be widened, and I mean like really, really wide. It's a really nice mod. Yeah, I mean, just look at it. It's cool, isn't it? Very nice indeed. I know there'll be the John Deere haters out there. Well, you said John Deere, I hate it. Okay, but it's still a nice mod, regardless whether you like John Deere stuff or not. We'll have a look at the options first, then we'll start it up. As you can see, one of them's got number 1 on it, the other one's got number 2 on it, so you do have the option to number them. So if you have got multiple ones, if you wanted to number them, it's entirely your prerogative. So let's have a look at the options on this. You'll find it under vehicles, you'll find it under crop protection. So that's the base vehicle. The base vehicle, like I said, is 31 slots, 340 horsepower, 195 grand for the base model. It will run at 31 miles per hour. It says 2 slots there because I've already got a couple of them, so the slot count does drop to 2 if you get multiple ones of these. Now, options available. We can have tyre choices Lizard, which I think might be Firestones. I know a lot of people have said when they get the American versions, if it says Lizard, it's because they don't have a license for Firestone. So it could be that the Lizard is Firestones, potentially. So with the Lizards, we've got 480 80 R50s. We can have rear duals. We can have duals all round of the same size. Then you've got LSWs at 710 65 R46s. LSW 800 55 R46s, which I think looks rather nice too, to reduce compaction and that kind of thing. And then we go back to our original kind of fairly narrows. And then we've got Michelin 480 80 R50s, again rear doubles, rear duals all round. Then we've got 650 65 R42s, and then back again, so we don't have a much bigger one on that. And then we've got the Mitres. Now the Mitres is just a set 710 65 R46. There's no other options on the Mitres on those. Then we've got on the roof, we've got Starfire no or yes. As I've said a few times before, on console it is aesthetic. We don't have GPS, so it is there if you want it to kind of look, like I say, more realistic, or you don't have to have it. Adds 2,990 onto the price. Then you've got the Gen Star 3 software, so it's to do with the screens and the stuff inside. If you're going to go for the Spray Star and have the boom sprayer, you want the Spray Star. If you're going to go for the spreader, you want the Spread Star, and that just changes the various different components inside. Then we've got fenders, no or yes. Now the fenders will be narrow if you go for a narrow tyre choice, but if I go back up and go for example the Mitres, it gives you the wider fender option automatically because you've chosen fenders, so it will depend on the width of the tyre. However, if you go for back up, if we go for the Michelins and we go for example the twins like so, it only puts the mudguard over the inside one, it doesn't put it over the outside one, but again that's something I thought worth pointing out. And then we've got beacon light no or yes, and it puts one beacon on the front, just in front of the cab. And then numbers, like I said, you can have numbers, so you can have no 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, and it just goes up. I'm not quite sure why you would want 15 of these, but and it keeps on going up to 25. So yeah, if you're running a massive farm and you want 25 of these, then you've got it sorted. So that's the base unit. Then we come to tools. So we've got the spreader unit. So we go to fertilizer technology, scroll across, and you've got the spreader unit. So the dry box there is 48 grand. The dry box will use 4 slots. Again, really low for a bit of John Deere equipment. 19,200 litre capacity. It will do lime or fertilizer, 32 metres. Options available on that, we can have it like a galvanised, like so, or we can have it in the John Deere green, so it depends. Or it says pewter, but I suppose maybe it is, yeah. It's kind of slightly galvanised. But anyway, you can have either one of those options on that. It will run at 21 miles per hour, which is pretty quick for doing that. And then if you want the sprayer version, we go to crop protection. That one there, the 120-foot boom, which is 36.6 metres. It will do herbicide, it will do liquid fertiliser. This will use 11 slots. There's a lot of detail on this and the animations on it and stuff. So you can have it as a 4,542 litre tank, or you can go for direct injection 170 gallon, yes, which adds an extra 170 gallon tank section on. So it takes your capacity up to 4,712. Then it says load command system, yes or no. Now that adds on 12,990. I couldn't figure out what difference it made. Whether it's another screen inside potentially. I think I went for that as the option, but I couldn't personally see what the difference was. But anyway, so those are your options. Now let's have a look at it. So lights. Now the main lights you can see on the ground. I'm assuming at night it will light, because you've got lights here, then lights up on the cab, but nothing seems to, so I'm assuming at night that's going to light up a fair way out. It's just you can't see anything on the ground, just the lights at the front. Beacon, like so. Horn. There is a door that opens. Let's just open the help menu so I don't get it wrong. So L1 and right stick side to side opens the door. Only a fraction. You have to be fairly thin to get in and out of that. And then if we go L1 and R1, that's when we've got our track width. So, or axle width, whatever you call it. That goes out a long way. It does look cool. Sounds great. So, let's turn it on. Very cool. Now, something I'm going to do, which I don't always do, I'm going to unload here. I did say unload here. Right, I know it's not perfect, but don't worry about it. It's all for science. So that was fertiliser. Now the question is, does the lime spread out to the same width? It doesn't say in the actual instructions in the Modhub that it does or doesn't. But it's not a bad idea just to have a quick check, is it? So let's put lime in instead. Doesn't have to be a lot. Turn it on. Doesn't go out as far, but I tell you what, not far off though. That's quite a spread width on lime. I like that. I know I've just dumped all that stuff on the ground, which makes it all look rather unsightly, but I do apologise. So what we'll do now, now it does say, I must read this out, it says SMART, has a whole new meaning at John Deere. It stands for spray more acres in reduced time, 120 foot boom, fully integrated solutions technology, JD link. I mean obviously that's in the real version of it. Said something about the suspension. 4-wheel independent dynamic suspension, 10 different tyre combinations. Yeah, in cab, really nicely detailed. The seat suspension as well, so you get the kind of more realistic bounce rather than everything moving around you. And the actual view, because it sits quite forward, really nice view on this as well. Loads of window. But really nicely detailed. So, to jump out of that, let's jump in the other one. I went for the jewels on this. Again, we can open the track right out, which looks great, but you don't have to. So you can get it to fit your rows if you want to, you know, however you want to go about it. Boom, L1 and X. .6, not bad at all. It's a cracking mod, it really is. I think I put herbicide in this one, so I haven't got any weeds or anything. but obviously it will do fertiliser out to 36.6 as well. That's the length of the boom. Apologies for that rubbish on the floor. I think we can adjust the boom up and down like so, and then hang on, I need to open up this menu, and then the other side. So L1 and my right stick up and down can do that, the boom that side. R1 and up and down the right stick can do the boom. So we've got independent boom movement if you want to go down that route. L1 and R1, I think we can do them both together. There we go. So you can take the whole boom up and down all together. So all together on L1, R1 and right stick up and down, or L1 one side, R1 the other side. So there's quite a lot of manipulation and movement of the boom too. And when you look at all of that detail and all the stuff on there, the slot counter is amazing. I mean, absolutely incredible. Now inside, like I say, I couldn't see, unless possibly, is that what it means by that extra controls? Is that being able to move those booms independently? Potentially. I didn't try it without, in all honesty. I thought it was to do with the screens, but the screen doesn't look anything, there's not an extra screen or anything different in here. So yeah, potentially it's that boom operation. But that's very cool indeed. So there we go. Cracking mod, looks great, detailing's phenomenal, slot count's not bad at all. Nice width, nice capacity. Like I said, eagerly anticipated. I know a lot of people are asking for a while when it's been due out, when it's coming, especially people that want to do the millennial farmer-esque type thing, and you know, or just John Deere fans. But there you go. So what I'm going to do now, that is it. That's the mods. I'm going to do a quick, I'll see you in a second. I'm going to check this and see if I can get this to load automatically, because I'm not this one, because I'm puzzled by this one. I don't know why that's not kind of doing what it should be. So bear with me just a second. No, so there we go. I really don't understand. It's not auto-loading because it's saying no more space to place new pallets eggs. It's not loading up automatically if I drive past it. If I press L3, it's not doing it either. So the kind of auto-load thing, having to throw them, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot easier loading in by throwing the egg boxes onto that rather than trying to load up at, you know, other things, but unless it needs to work in conjunction with the egg pallet mod, but that seems a little bit convoluted to try and get this to work like that. But anyway, the rest of it works great. That one, like I say, for some reason the egg one doesn't seem to want to play ball. But anyway, like I said, that's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.